All right, so teacher LaShundra here with DaDaABC, and today we're going to talk about using puppets or stuffed animals in the classroom. So I'm going to give you some examples on how you can really incorporate that and feel successful in the classroom while you're doing it. This is one of the questions that I get a lot. Hello, how are you? Hi, yay, hi, yeah, how are you? Good, I'm doing good, I'm fine. Now, did you even see what that was? Could you even focus on it? Yeah, so a lot of times when I'm monitoring teachers or viewing some classes, then there are teachers that flop the stuffed animal around on the camera, but then you're not giving the student time to really look at what you're using. So it's very ineffective that way. Let them have time to absorb what it is. Hello. Hi. Oh, look. This is my friend Ricky. Hi, Ricky.
Hi, Teacher LaShundra.
Hello. How are you?
I am happy.
Yes, good. So you see how you're giving them time to see you interact, and they're able to focus on what you have instead of you just flopping it really quick in front of the camera. Hello, yay! Then, okay, it's more than just putting a check mark that you use for prop. Really use it. Make it beneficial for you and the student. Okay, so there are different reasons why we make the suggestion, use a stuffed animal, use a puppet in the classroom. Yeah, we're not saying you have to be a ventriloquist. Not at all. Some people think that I am, but no. I just try to keep my lips as still as possible when I'm talking. And then when I just can't help it anymore, then I just put the stuffed animal in front of my face. And I'll show you how I do that too. So you can learn those tricks as well. But the purpose for using a stuffed animal or a puppet in the classroom is to practice dialogue. So you can use it to practice dialogue with the student. You know, those students that just repeat everything you say. You say hello, they say hello. You say how are you, they say how are you. You ask them a question, they're asking you the same question because they're just repeating you. So if you have a stuffed animal or a puppet, it makes it a little easier for them to understand when it's your turn to talk and when it's their turn to talk. So I'll show you how we can do that with a puppet. So this is Arnold. Hello, how are you? Hi, Arnold. So Arnold helps me a lot of times when we're practicing with dialogue, and they like Arnold because, you know, he's a little, sometimes he gets right up in their face. Hello, how are you? And so instead of them just repeating, how are you? I want them to learn how to answer. How are you? So I'm looking for an answer. So then I'll practice. Hello, Arnold. How are you? I am happy. Good. You are happy? Good. Are you happy? Yes? Happy. Good. I am happy. Yes, good job. Hello, how are you? And so you see how I'm giving them practice. I did it first. I modeled the dialogue, and then now it's their turn to do it. So I might do that a couple of times. So after we pass the greetings and maybe later on in the lesson, my puppet will make another appearance. I'm like, oh, hello, hi, Arnold. And I might pretend like he's whispering something in my ear. Oh, okay. And then he wants to ask again. How are you? How are you? And then I can help them. I am happy. And then they can practice answering the question instead of just repeating me. So that has worked more times than not. I would say like 97% of the time. And the only 3% that it didn't work, right off the bat anyways, is for my really, really low learners. But if you keep at it, they'll get it. They'll get it. Maybe they don't get it that particular lesson. That's okay. They'll get it. Be persistent. Have fun with it. But you don't want to, you know the saying, beating a dead horse. So if it gets to the point where they're just like, they're not having fun anymore because you keep repeating it over and over and they don't know what's going on. If it gets to that point, it's okay to move on. But then with practice, when you keep presenting it, they'll get it. And so another way that I use my puppets in the classroom is to practice with letter sounds. It makes it fun that way. Instead of me going snake, I still do that, but then I'm adding a little spice to it. Yeah, ooh, look what I have. What is it? It's a snake. Good. And so then I'll use my little puppet, and then my puppet will help us with the sound. So look, snake. Good job. Okay, so let's read. Can you read with us? Yes? Thank you. Mwah. Sally saw a snake. Good. Okay, draw an S. And so we can practice that way. We can draw, we can practice letter sounds with the stuffed animal. It doesn't have to be a snake. You guys, I just happen to have a snake, and I didn't buy a snake for DaDa purposes. I've always had a snake. So I've always liked playing with puppets. Don't tell anyone. So I've always played with puppets. So I've always had this snake. And so I was like, oh, I can use it to teach. So that's another way that you can use puppets in the classroom. I'll show you another little trick. Okay, so if you like to use the element of surprise just to spice it up, or you're really trying to get that kid to laugh, or you know that there's this kid that you love it when you guys just have fun, it's easy to get them to laugh, but once they get going, it's just hilarious. So then you can use a puppet or a stuffed animal to use it for like the element of surprise. So say you're reading and you're saying, okay, let's read this together. All right. What is it? And they're telling you, look, teacher, look. And you're just like, what is it? And they're trying to tell you what it is, and you're acting like you can't see it. What color is it? It's yellow. Is it up here? Is it up? They say, no. Okay, where is it? And so they're giving you direction, but you're acting like you just have no idea where it is. Like, oh, it's over here? I don't see it. Oh my. Sunny. And they're laughing. Hello, Sunny. Oh, Sunny, good boy. Can you pat Sunny? Pat Sunny. Oh, good. Thank you. Good job. You get a star. And give him a star, whatever it may be. So then I like to use my puppets like that, or my stuffed animals, where it could be, I'll show you. I've shown you a whole bunch of puppets, but not stuffed animals. So say I'm using my little monkey and I'm doing the same thing where I'm pretending I can't see him. And then he's like, hey, he gave me a kiss. A kiss. Hi. This is Tiki. Hi, Tiki. Is Tiki a dog? No, it's not a dog. What is it? So you see how you can use it for such a vast amount of different review options, or going over vocabulary, having fun, element of surprise. So those are different ways that you can use it in the classroom. Now, I have a few more. Now, I'm completely aware that sometimes the puppets that don't have the moving mouths are a whole lot more inexpensive. fine. Seriously, the students are not going to like get on you because you have a stuffed animal or a puppet without a moving mouth. You can use whatever you would like and make it come alive for camera. So, say I have a student where we're doing some reading practice and I'm giving them a break with reading. So then I will give them a break by I read, Jock Jock. Yeah, this is Jock Jock. Jock Jock might take a turn reading and they read. Especially when you get lessons that have like role playing options and there's more than 2 characters. Yeah, we're assigning roles, buddy. So and then it gives them a break so they're not reading everything. Plus, it gives them some insight as in, how to use intonation, how to use their voices and change it up for the different emotions, the different types of characters. So then Jock Jock might read and say,
Okay. Yes, I like pizza. Do you like pizza?
yes, I do. Okay, your turn. And I might underline. So one thing about the DaDaABC classroom, yeah, you can underline as they read and they can see it as you are making marks. So I might underline the words, let them know when it's their turn to read, and they read. And so then we're just having fun, just reading, like I think in the brick and mortar, because I used to be a brick and mortar teacher. I'm still a teacher at heart. But teaching in the brick and mortar classroom, they call it round robin. So where everyone just takes a turn reading a bit out loud. So we kind of round robin it where we're just taking turns reading, and then they like it. They get to hear me change my voice, Jock Jock changes his voice, and most of the time they will change their voice when they're reading. They want to give their character another voice most of the time. So I will also show you what it's like if you have a more serious student. Okay, so say you have a serious student, but you still kind of wanted to incorporate a stuffed animal or a puppet, whatever you have, and you want to do it as a reward system even. So you don't really need it for vocabulary, maybe. Maybe you don't really need it for breaking the ice or practicing dialogue, but you still wanted to incorporate it because you thought it would be fun. And I have a way that I do it in my classroom. Maybe some of you have some other awesome suggestions. These are just things that I do with my students because I have anywhere from 4, and oh my goodness, those 4-year-olds are really smart. Like I'm just like, okay, it's time for me to get my 2-year-old enrolled in some DaDaABC classes because I gotta move to China to do it. I don't know. But I have some 4-year-olds all the way up to my oldest student is 12. And so even though my 12-year-old that I have is she's more fun-hearted. Actually, I have 2 girls and a boy that's 12. So they're really fun-hearted. They like to joke around with me. They know my personality, which is why they've been with me for so long. But I do occasionally get those serious ones when I open up my time to take in new students here and there. And it's okay. It's okay. They can be serious. It's okay. I got you. So say you want to give them hints. So throughout the lesson for brain breaks, you say, okay, here's another clue. So this behind me right here, this is my whiteboard. Some of you may have like a whiteboard set up behind you, or you use a whiteboard like a handheld, and give them clues. So you might say, okay, so this animal cannot be a pet. Or I guess nowadays you can, but you're not supposed to, but you'll see what it is. This animal is not a pet. So say that was clue number 1. Okay. Do you think you want to guess what it is? And they might give you a guess like, no, that's not it. And then you're going on with the lesson, you're rewarding your stars, and you go to the next clue. This animal can be found at the zoo. And then say they only get 1 guess per question. And then they guess, no, that's not it. And so you come up with all these different clues for whatever your stuffed animal or whatever your little stuffed friend that you're going to introduce at the end of class. So you're giving them all these clues, and then at the end you're like, okay, last clue. This animal, blah, 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 blah. So you're still practicing vocabulary because they're listening. They're listening to your clues. They're processing the information, and they're using vocabulary to respond back. So you can even help them formulate complete sentences when they're answering you. So there's so many things you can do to where they're still having fun but still practicing grammar and vocabulary at the same time. Yes. And then at the end you might say, okay, it is a Did you see it? Did you see that? Yes, this is a lion. This is my little lion friend. All right, so you did a good job. So did you know that a lion can blah 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 blah? So maybe you have a whole bunch of interesting facts about whatever your animal is, or maybe you had a little Barbie doll and you want to name it and then talk about a family member and ask them about one of their family members. Do you have an aunt that you love so much, your favorite aunt? So tell me about her. Or when is the last time you went over your aunt's house? What did you do? Maybe that can be a conversational starter. So those are ways that you can use stuffed animals, puppets in the classroom, make it engaging, and you don't have to be a ventriloquist to do it. So hopefully you saw those times where I just couldn't help but move my lips a little bit. But what I do, I just kind of put them in the way so that they can't see my mouth. Hi, how are you? Hello. Hi, Baba. How are you doing? I am doing fine. And then if I think I'm going to move my lips, oh, I like your shirt. So I would just cover my face up so they don't see my lips moving and they can just focus on Baba. But if you don't care, don't worry about it. It's just my little thing. So those are some tips on how I use puppets and stuffed animals in the classroom. So I hope this helped you. And a lot of you guys have been asking me those questions. For those of you that were curious, there you go. So as always, it's time for Teacher LaShundra to sign out. So it's 2-2-F
In. Ha ha